Hello guys, welcome again to Mosi Academy. I am Engineer Eddie. Today we are looking directly into the solution to GCE Chemistry 2022 examination. So I will be solving the objective question because that is the only question that is released. So and in this video I'll be solving the first 25 questions. The part B of the video I'll be doing the other 25 questions. The reason for doing this is because of the length of the video, so I don't want it to be too long so that it will not be kind of one, difficult to understand or boring. Then two, I don't want it to be a situation whereby you guys will be wasting too much of your data in order to get resources. So we are going to be a little bit prompt and fast, and if you're a newcomer to this channel, you can consider subscribing to the channel provided you find anything interesting. So I start. The first question. The first question I have here, questions are not in order. Please, I need to also tell you that. Which or what is the IUPAC name of that particular substance? We have HC00 or OOCH2CH2CH3. Now, we just need to understand what is called functional group. It is available on my channel, you can read. So the functional group here is COO, and this is called alkanoate. Sorry about that. It is the SS, the way you call it in the junior classes. So just position your functionality COO. Then after that, always bracket, then name the remainder. So if you name this is 1, 2, 3 carbons, C3H7, you can count it, and this is called the alkyl group. So 3 carbons is pro. Instead of pain, you substitute it with Y. So what am I saying? You know you have, that is propyl will be the beginning name. After the what? After the bracket, you have propyl. Then before that, definitely you are going to have what we call the functional group. In this functional group is alkanoate. Then here there is no carbon atom. So that means that is the first one, which is a metanoate. If there is one carbon atom, you count it as if there is 2 carbon atom, you count it as what? Metanoate. In this case, only one C here, and single C is called metanoate. So the logic is, after the functional group, start from the back, write that alkyl group, then count the number of carbon here to name your weight. So here we have propyl, already mentioned, then we have weight. So I will move to the next one. Admin, please. Next question. Thank you. Now, about this, we have a calculator. That means we have calculation. So whenever we have calculation like that, we kind of quickly give you a quick idea and concept about the whole thing. Now, for instance, here we have on heating 100 grams of a saturated solution. A saturated solution is a solution that contains exact solutes as it can dissolve at a particular temperature, under the topic of solubility and solutions. Now, it was now dry. Then we have, when there is no water, we have 2.5 grams of anhydrous. So anhydrous means it contains no more water of crystallization. This was obtained when it was dried. The solubility of the salt look at the options. All options are in gram per dm cube. So if you have that, you just use what the definition of solubility in gram. Now the definition of solubility in gram from junior class is, let me move a little bit for you guys to see. It's given as we do it in this simple way. Now, solubility in gram is given as 2.5 grams was heated to give you 100 centimeter cube. Now say how many gram, and write how many as x gram, we now give you 1000. So this is the method we use. So if you are new to this type of method in chemistry, you need to learn it. So we set equivalent. So when you set equivalence, your answer will be in gram per dm. So what do I know, guys? I can cancel out because I can just say what most of the teachers will tell you. You link them by cross multiplication. This will come to this, this will come to this. So making this will be a formula. So it will be 2.5 times 1000. We are dividing the answer by 100. So the year 1, year 10. What do I know? 2.5 times this guy is going to give me 25 grams per dm. So you can see sometimes questions are very cheap like this and fast. Admin, next one. Thank you very much. Now the next question here is question on the organic chemistry basic concept as usual. So when you have basic questions and basic concepts related to quick questions, you don't need to waste time. Look at this, guys. We have which of the following compounds is a member of hydrocarbon series with general formula of CnH2n minus 6. So in this situation, you have to substitute, plug in values to get your answers, because you cannot actually say, okay, you want to be equating each of them, you're going to waste your time. So for instance, now I have the first option here I'm having is C3H8. Now, when n is 3, let's see, 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 minus 6 is not 8. Do you understand? I'm going to be putting the values of these in the formula that is given to me. Which of them will go with what I have there? I think that should work. And on to the next one, 4. When n is 4, I'm going to have C4. I hope you can see. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. Now C4H2 does not go with what you have. On to the next one, when n is 5, so I'm going to have the formula be C5. You can see 2 5s are 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. Can you see what I'm talking about? So it does not work. Let's see the last one, which I think definitely should be the answer. So we do it in this one. Look at C7. I mean C7. So here, then I have 2 times 8, 16. I hope you understand. 2 times 7 rather. 2 times 7, 14. 14 minus 6, that is 8. So anyone that when you plug in value, you're having the same value as that you are plugging in back would be the correct answer. I hope you get that. The next question, Admin. Thank you very much. Please, let's listen to this. Now, the next question, I think question 5, I have now. Consider the following equilibrium reaction. Silver chloride, solids of silver chloride salt is dissociated or ionized to give you silver chloride, silver salt, aqueous, plus chloride ion, which is also aqueous. Now look at the question. When 0.1 moles per dm, that's the concentration of HCl, is added to this system, adding to a system, that is the effect of what? Adding concentration to a system. That is what this examiner wants to ask you. The equilibrium position would shift to the dash. The basic thing that will come to your mind is Le Chatelet principle, which we all might have learned in our junior classes, and if not, watch my video here on this channel on ionic equilibrium. Everything you need to know about pH, basicity of an acid, talking about common ion effect, and the rest I mentioned. Now, to keep the story for the other day, and let's just what we have here. This is a simple question that requires, you can do in 2 ways. Now, for instance, you can start by saying, okay, fine, there are 2, it is a reversible reaction. You know that. Reactions that can turn forwards and as well backward at the same time. Now, on the other hand, you can also use the common ion effect. What is that? Look at the simple common ion effect. Now, this is the way we do that. You can watch that concept video. Now, AgCl is what is giving me this guy, which is a reversible reaction. It's giving me CO salt plus chloride ion. Please, there's a plus there. Sometimes I may not put everything there. Now, moving on. Then I want to mix hydrochloric acid. That if it also ionizes, it's going to give me H plus and what? Cl minus. So this is the common ion effect. Now, if you watch something, guys, what do you see here? Chloride ion is what is increasing. The amount of chloride ion is what is it? Because there is chlorine here, there is chlorine here. So what do you expect? You expect this side of the equation to what happened? To increase. The amount of chlorine in the reaction has been raised. So if that happens, what will occur now? That means this particular side of the what? From Le Chatelet principle, this particular side of the equation will be what? Will be shifted so as to what? To maintain equilibrium. According to Le Chatelet, on a system that is at equilibrium like this, is what is adjusted or is touched or is shifted or is affected. The system will try to adjust itself or is altered. Yes, that is the word you use in junior classes. The system adjusts itself so as to cancel or to annul the effect of change. So I hope I'm communicating. So here, guys, the concentration of the forward reaction is increasing because more chlorine is added here, common ion effect. So what will happen according to Leigh Chadley, equilibrium position will shift to the other side. Do you get that? So when it shifts to the other side, what happens now? You can see that what silver amount is decreasing, chlorine amount is increasing. So let's see the options. Right, it is not right. I'm not going to pick right. So let me say the left. Now equilibrium position will shift to the left. This is both C and D choice is giving me left. So let's see the other one. Left, and the concentration of Ag would decrease. Now fine, good. What do you see here? Concentration of silver ion is going down. Can you see this? Because that of what? Cl is going up. Look at this. Left, and the concentration of Ag aqueous. Aqueous, these are the aqueous part, is what would increase. No. Concentration of Ag aqueous is doing that as the concentration of chlorine or chloride ion is increasing. I hope you get this. You can watch more on my topic of common ion effect or ionic equilibrium chapter. So the correct answer here, guys, is option C, 100%. The next, admin. So thank you, admin. I think this is a straight statement that does not require us to waste time. As you can see, the question here is which of the following statement is not a characteristics of redox reaction? Now, redox reaction, which we know, reduction, oxidation. So let's quickly demystify or divide and conquer. Oxidation, number of the species changes. Yes. Redox, oxidation, reduction. Not. So that is correct. A precipitate is produced. Now, let me be quick to tell you that when you are doing a redox reaction, there's nothing like precipitate. Now, it involves transfer of electron. Yes. Transfer, one can gain and one can lose. Loss of electron is oxidation. Gain is what? Reduction. The last one, it occurs between oxidizing and reducing. Redox, oxidizing, and reducing. So these are ways to divide and conquer. This statement is very wrong. That is, precipitate is not formed during reduction oxidation. So you can also learn more about redox, and especially on the theoretical part on how to balance ionic redox, ionic form, and the acidic form, acidic state, acidic whatever you call it in the junior classes. So balancing redox reaction is also very important according to the syllabus. I am going to move to the next one. Admin, please help me out to move. Yes, this is the next one. Topic of acid, base, and salt. So these questions are kind of not difficult to say that. Yes, you can say that with confidence if you've read and if you've prepared. So now look at this. Which of the following substances is basic salt? Basic salts are those salts that are formed as a result of undissolved hydroxyl ion or oxygen ion. So for example here, you just watch the salt. Salt is a combination of acid radical, a metallic ion and an acid radical. So when you have undissolved hydroxyl basic, undissolved hydrogen or ozonium ion, we call it acidic. Two metallic salts, double salt, more than two complex salts. These are logic and simple things you can keep at the back of your mind. For instance here, this guy is what? Is an example of basic salt. Why? It's because of this presence of OH. That is the logic. Now, this is a normal salt. You don't need to waste time. Same to this guy. And this is called what? A double salt. Because this is guy is called what? Alu. So just for you guys to know, nothing to talk about. We move to the next one. Thank you, my dear admin. The next question here is a little bit of calculation. And that is why admin is definitely going to have the calculator. Now, so let's do this together. I think the topic is electrolysis. Fine. Second law of Faraday. So if you also watch the concept of electrolysis and electrochemical series available right on this channel, you'll get to know that this is just a direct formula question. Now, if you know the second law of electrolysis and the direct formula I have given, directly you can apply that even without reading everything, just plug in parameters. Now, the only thing here we have to notice in the electrolysis of silver triethylnitrate 5 aqueous, the current required to produce 10.8 grams of silver in 1 hour 15 minutes is dash. In brackets, silver is 108 molar mass, 30 molecular mass. Then 1 Faraday is always a constant, 96,500. Now, doing this directly, like I said, from the formula given in this channel, on this channel, we can say direct solution to calculate from second law is this: mass deposited is equals to the relative molecular mass times the quantity of heat, divide everything by the charge of the salt, multiplied by Faraday, which is always 96,500. So without any delay, the mass we are substituting, the mass there is 10.8. Relative molecular mass is this guy, that is 808. Let me just write Q as Q first. The charge on AgNO3, Ag plus NO3 minus. How many charges is it? 1. So that is 1 charge times Faraday is constant, 96,500. What do I know, my dear students? I can cut. I can just cut because I know this guy will come and marry this guy. So if I do that, this guy is 1, this guy is 10. So if I cut here, Q will be equals to 965. There are some things I don't need to use calculator for. If you doubt it, cross multiply and 9650, coulombs. That's the quantity of electricity. But if you watch carefully, the question asked me to find the current. So I'll go to the simple formula we also might have studied in our junior classes. And the simple formula is quantity of electricity is current times time. So here is where you have to convert. Look at this guy. 1 hour 15 minutes should be converted to seconds. So 1 hour 15 minutes is 60 plus 15. That is 75 minutes. 75 minutes to seconds is 75 times 60. 75, 60 should be 45. Let's just see that. 75 times 60 should be equals to 45. Yeah, fine. So what I'm saying is that this guy here is equivalent to 4,500 seconds. So that's the only technicality I'm saying there. So I know the Q here is 9650 is equals to the current. Then the time is 4,500. On simplification, this one gets cancelled out. You can just say 9650 divided by 4,500. This gets cancelled out. So you have 9650. Sorry, it's 9650, not 96500. So it's 9650. So it's this zero that is cancelled. So 965 divided by 450. So 900 is 450 times 2. So you are looking for 2 point something greater than 2. That's 2.14, I guess. And that would be right. So what we can always confirm, because I am not calculator, so if we confirm that we are 965, I hope you can see that, divided by 450. It's just that it's very easy sometimes. You can see 2.1444 repeating. The next question at the time is not on my side. Page next. Now, this says an aqueous solution of a substance. Aqueous means it contains water. Please note that. Of substance extracted from a plant, tasted bitter. That is giving you a key. Qualitative analysis, testing how to predict a particular element without even without knowing them, but by their behavior and by their reaction. Now, it's tasted bitter. And because you have pH, now this is always on common ionic equilibrium too. I have it on my channel, I said it. So it's tasted bitter. What comes to your mind is that thing should be a base. Acid don't taste bitter, acid is what is sour. So, and it has a pH of H, so that is a good key. pH of H is telling you that guy is going to be a weak base. What do I call it? A weak base. So understanding of a pH will help you. It's a weak base. It's a base, but it's a weak base. 7 is neutral or buffer. Now, the solution will be that aqueous solution of a substance extracted from blood is tasted bitter and has a pH of 8. So we've predicted it that it will definitely be a weak base. So far is a weak base now. So all we need to do now, guys, is just to see which of the following is the characteristics of a weak base. So which of these? A base turns red litmus paper blue. You know that very well from junior classes. So let's see. Turns blue litmus paper red is a characteristic of a what? Of an acid. Turns red litmus paper blue, yes, is a characteristic of a base. Gives effervescence with Na2CO3. Effervescence gas is giving CO2. CO2, the gas that turns lime water milky. Do you get? So now, only substance that can react with metal carbonate to give you CO2 must be an acid. Because in the reaction of yours, in the topic of acid, base, and source, you will have been told that acid plus metal carbonate will give you salt, water, and what? And CO2. So that is the logic. So acid has this characteristic. Then the last one says has no effect on meteor. It's also a characteristic of what? It's not a characteristic of base, because base will change the color of what and decay. The next one. Thank you, my dear admin. The next question here says, how many moles of electrons would be required to produce 1.12 decimeter cube of hydrogen gas at STP from the following half-cell equation reaction? Now you can see 2 mole of hydrogen ion equals require 2 electrons to give us what? Hydrogen gas. Molar volume of a gas is always 22.4 decimeter cube. So this is stoichiometry in electrolysis, which we've also done if you watch the topic of next equation here. But you don't even need that. Knowledge of stoichiometry told you that what? This is the formula. Numbers of moles equals to volume given over 22.4 decimeter cube. So 2 of them must be in decimeter. What's the volume given? 1.12 divided by 22.4. This will give me the numbers of moles. If I do this on calculator, 1.12 divided by 2.4 should be 0.05 moles. Now, but what are you calculating, guys? 0.05 moles of hydrogen. But in the question, you are looking for how many moles of electron. So let's use our stoichiometry knowledge. From stoichiometry knowledge, we are told that from this equation we can conclude that 2 moles of electron require 1 mole of this of hydrogen. So, sorry guys, now from here we can now conclude. That means the ratio of this one is 1:2. So 1 mole of this one will be 2 of the other one. So how can you get 2 from 1? You multiply by 2. So the answer you are having here, you have to multiply by 2. Now if you do this, guys, the answer here will be 0.1. So that is how to do that, 0.1 mole. So guys, I hope you understand. Very simple knowledge. Don't go and jump and pick. In fact, the options was not there. If they want to make it tough for you guys, like the UTME standard question, this will be in the option, because most of you will not remember to actually go back to that. So guys, let's move to the next question. Thank you, admin. I always like questions that are not calculation, because it is chemistry. It will increase what it will make my work to be very, very fast. Admin, please minimize. Let me see where I am to know the number of questions left. Minimize this, and let's see. So I just want to know where I'm going. I think I am at question number, that should be, I don't know. So I have a long way to go, so I'm going to be very, very fast, and I don't want to waste time. So now, when a sample of gas, maybe I will stop in 15, because I don't want it to be a kind of lengthy video, so that you guys will not be having issues watching them out. So I don't want to use more than 30 minutes maximum. I hope I am still within the time frame of 30 minutes. So we can see I'm still within the time frame. So please, I can still meet up, but I just don't want to rush. That's just the fact. If I actually want to rush, these remaining questions, I'm going to finish it before that time. Then again, I may not be at question 10, because I think there is other questions that are added to the page that is not part of the stuff. So let's just see how it goes. This says, when a sample of gas is heated at constant pressure, the key for us is it was constant pressure. So when pressure is constant, you can always think of Charles' law. You can say kinetic theory of gas. So the ability to attach a question to a topic makes you a genius, or makes you understand the question better. Do you understand? So when you understand the question better, you would be able to get them quickly. So the average kinetic energy. What is average kinetic energy? What is the measure of average kinetic energy? Temperature. So that means when pressure is constant, what happens to temperature? Temperature will be raised. Temperature is proportional to what? To volume. That is what Charles' law told you. I hope you understand the logic. So when the sample of a gas is heated at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature. So when it said the average kinetic energy of its molecule usually dash. So pressure is constant. So temperature, as temperature increase, the volume also increase, and that when it's decreased, it's also increase. But here, be careful. Pressure. Nobody is pressurizing. So the pressure is constant. The measure of average kinetic energy of a molecule usually increase, and volume of the gas also increase. It can be opposite because Charles law tells you that they tend to increase. And if you want to use the ideal gas equation also, just try and make these two guys constant. You can see NR is constant. So you can say NR equals to, you can say PV over T. What do you see? So that is how they come about all the three formulas you guys are using. If you're using P and V, P1, V1, P2, V2. If you're using V and T, V1 over T1, V2 over P. Do you understand? If you're using P and T, P1 over T1 equals to P2 over T2. So you don't need to disturb yourself. This is also available on my physics channel. So the right answer to this will be both will increase because one, when the average kinetic energy increases, the volume also tends to increase at constant pressure. So that is when pressure is constant, what you say, volume, temperature, and pressure. Those are the three thermodynamics parameters that you have to. Another way, when pressure is constant, we call it a kind of process, isobaric process. So during isobaric process, you expect this kind to happen. Do you understand? That is for physics students. If you are a level physics student or somebody that is writing jam, you can also learn that on a physics jam. The next one, I'll do 3 or 4 more to make up with it. I think this is a direct question. Should I need to waste time? I don't need to waste time. Topic of carbon and its compounds. So if it's carbon and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. That is why it is used as an electrode. The next question, please. Next. Thank you. This is also qualitative analysis. What is the question? A salt whose aqueous solution does not form precipitate with ammonium triisocarbonate. The only salt that does not give any precipitate with ammonium or ammonia, even in the beginning of your analytical chemistry, I have them here on this channel, is nothing but calcium. Calcium does not react with ammonia, does not give any precipitate with ammonium. It's simple because when you mix calcium with water, it's going to give you, calcium does not dissolve in water. Calcium is sparingly soluble in water. Calcium salt is sparingly soluble in water. So when that occurs, it will form a kind of layer that will not dissolve it completely. And because of that, it does not form any precipitate. So this is your analytical chemistry, which you can also watch on this page. Just search for anything you want. And if you have a request video, you can as well send them to me. The next question for me. Thank you, Agni. When an electrolyte in water, when an electrolyte dissolves in water, it will break down into charged particle by that. The process is what? Electrolytic process. Or you said it is not contact process. This guy is wrong. This is the process we use in the manufacturing of H2SO4 in the laboratory. Remember? Neutralization, everybody knows. Acid and base, gives salt and water. You can see divide and conquer can help you. Dissociation process. Now, this is where something is fine. Electrolyte is dissolved in water. When electrolytes dissolve in water, it breaks down into charged particles. So the process is not dissociation. Now, this is very technical because you might be, when substance dissolve in water, they dissociate. When they dissociate, is there anything called electrolytic process? So, because we need to be careful in this type of question. Very technical. Now, the correct answer here is what? Dissociation. And I've gone for electrolytic. But electrolytic process is a method of extraction. So when you dissolve it, we ionize and it will dissolve to split up. So it will dissociate. So this is it. You can see sometimes your teachers can also make mistake. Nobody's above mistake. But From the explanation and what they're saying, you definitely know if this person knows what he or she is doing. The next question, I believe I still have 2 to 3 more minutes, 2 minutes more to actually keep it also. I will do this and maybe one more. This is the names Newlands, Mendeleev, and Mayer are associated with the development of that. So this is a simple question. John Newlands, Dimitri Mendeleev, and Jonathan Miller, whatever, those are people that work in the discovery of periodic table. In fact, we have Antonio, I think Dobrehina in A-level chemistry. These are I teach chemistry for A-level students. So here it is for periodic table. This is the answer to that. Let me do one more. Let's see one more so that then this guy says if electrochemical cells is negative, you think about spontaneous reaction. This is also available on this channel. You can watch the concept. Let's see if I have more. I just want to see, maybe I'm almost there. I just hope. Now this guy says the random movement of a speck of a solid, random movement is always called linear motion. Nothing to solve there. The next one, you can see what I'm talking about. But because I want to explain, that's why it's taking me time to explain. Look at this alkyl family. We talked about it at the beginning. CnH2n plus 1. So this guy will be correct. Alkyl family. The next one, I think that is the last question. So the rate of chemical reaction is affected by all of the following except rate of chemical reaction topic. Presence of light, yes, it affects. Nature of the reactants, it affects. Nature of the products does not affect. Surface area affect. The answer to this is this. Can you see what I'm talking about? So guys, I think there are 2 more questions. Next, I think there are 2. Next. So this one says, which of the following compound will produce effervescence when react with sodium hydrogen triisocarbonate? Effervescent gas, I told you, the pointer is what? CO2. So the only organic compound that reacts with NaHCO3 to give you CO2 is the arachidonic acid. What do I call it? Arachidonic acid. So let's look at this guy. Which one has the functional group of arachidonic acid? COH. That's the answer. Simple. React it with NaHCO3, you are going to have CO2, which is an effervescent gas that turns lime water. I want to leave the last 2 questions for you. Let's see. The species that is reduced is dash. That is the equation of reaction. Apologies, man, me sleeping here. We have to see redox reaction. Something will increase, something will not. So I think there is what error in that. Move on. What is reducing? What is oxidizing? So which of the following substance will react with ethane to form more than one compound? Ethane is an what? Is an alkane family. They react with oxygen to give you CO2 and H2. Combustion reaction. You can see all these guys are available on my channel. The next question, I said I want to leave 2. Yeah. Which of the following will change the color of phenolphthalein? Weak base. Acid does not change what? It remains colorless, but base changes. Which of them is a weak base? Which of them is a base? Ammonia is a base. Do you see? Chemistry is so simple. So guys, I think that there's one more. So I don't want you guys to have yes, and the other one, let me see. Yes, and the other one, let's see. That's 2. That's 3. Let's see. That's all. So there are 3 questions left. Maybe I will leave you guys with them. The first one, which of the following statement about this guy? No, just let me start from the last step. Which of the following statement is correct? CaOH twice. When you can see this is soluble in water, this is an alkali. Alkali means what? Soluble salt. A soluble base. So the answer is an alkali. The one before this, let's see. I just want to quickly take you through them. You can see I've done them, but not in the way I want because of the time. So this guy is more like calculation. Which of the following gases sample contain 3.0 times 10 to the power 23 molecule? So you start using the formula for each of them. You know, now 6.02 times 10 to the power 23 is Avogadro's number. So that's just that. So just say number of molecules. Just start multiplying. Which of them will give you this one when you divide by 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. So you start checking each of them. Which one will give you when you divide by 6. 6 divided by 71 is not 3. 6 divided by 14 is not 3. So you start checking each of them. Which of them? The formula is number of moles equals to number of particles. Let me help you. Over Avogadro's constant. So the number of moles, which of the following gas contain 3. So the number of moles, the number of particles is this one. So which of the following gas contain this? So be using this and this. So start multiplying. If you start multiplying, which one do you think will give you this? So don't forget that they have molar mass. I don't know if you understand. You have to get number of moles of each of them. For example, because I'm leaving you guys to do this. For example, you have to get the number of moles of this guy. Number of moles is mass over molar mass. So look at this, for example, that's 71 over molar mass of chlorine is also 71. What's that? Number of moles is what? 1. Everybody know chlorine is 35.5. Do you get times 2? That's 71. So 1 mole. So you say 1 mole is now equals to 0. You want the one that will give you 3 times 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. What's the answer to this one? How you cross multiply? 6.02, so it can be this one. So that's the logic. You come to the next guy. Number of moles is mass 2 over molar mass of H2 is also 2. 2 over 2 is also 1. That one will also give you the same answer. So you come to the last, get this guy also 14. N2 is also 14. N is 7. So no, N2 is 28. Yes. N is 14. So N2 is 14 times 20. So this is 0.5. The 0.5 times 6.02 will give you 3 times 10. So I'm telling you guys that this is the answer. I want you guys to do it. I'm not going to do it. Then the last question, you can see, the last one is this guy. Ray gas. ID gas and ray gases. So guys, I'll leave you guys to do this as your assignment. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you are a self-disciplined person and you want to join my online classes, you can write a mail to me at mosdiacademy@gmail.com, or basically you can drop your number under the comment section. When I read through them, I'm definitely attend to you. See you guys soon. Take care and bye for now.